What's best? What's next? New text, who guess? You said, I said, we born, we dread. What's best? What's next? New phone, new dress, new flex. What's next?
Welcome to the Coyote Man Show Network. Welcome to the Bmore Lawyer Returns TV show. I am your host, Carter Chris White. I'm just going to bring us right in. I'm going to go into prayer, and then we're going to go right in. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses. We forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Lord, we love you in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. So, y'all know this week I was supposed to have a special guest on here, Bishop M.D. McNeil. He called and said he had a family emergency. Man, I pray that everything went well with him with his situation. Man, he couldn't make it today, but you know, B Molo, you're gonna keep going anyway. Here, you heard me. So I'm right here. I'm gonna piggyback off what we did last week. But let me tell y'all about this drive on Saturday. Man, the drive on Saturday, man. I just want to give everybody a hand clap who came out and supported us on Saturday, man. The backpack giveaway, it was awesome, man. It was so. This thing was so huge and so many people was there. It pulled on me. I had to go home and soak. I had to go home and soak. Did I take a nap? Did I take a nap, Trish? And go to sleep. I think my volunteers said it was so much work. My volunteers went to sleep too. So everybody went to sleep. The drive put everybody to sleep. It was good energy, nothing but pure love all around the whole thing. Which all our food drives is a nothing but bunch of love. And we just happy to be here to be able to support everybody that come out in the community. And yeah, man, I just want to thank everybody for coming out, man. This week we're gonna be having a food drive. One of my Walmart associates, he got a week off, so and you know how it is when you the head or lead man or something always happen with your backup. Something always happen with the backup. If they ain't there starting off with you, man, sometime when you gotta sit down, and that's why it's good to have other people that you can train that got the same mindset as you and the same drive and tenacity as you do with what you're doing or you're passionate about. Because if I'm not there, I know my team is capable of handling a food drive. But with this Walmart associate, I don't know what happened, but he off for a whole week, and that's the person who's supposed to get our donations together for Walmart. But anyway, I spoke to one of the other associates this morning, and hopefully they will have the Walmart. But if not, we still gonna have the food drive. We still gonna have the backpack giveaway. We ain't never stopping. I won't care if I only had one piece of bread to give out. I'm gonna be here with my table set up. Nah, but listen, but last week I left y'all lingering, and you know, sometimes people keep talking about you got writer's block, which I don't get writer's block. I don't know what writer's block is because I wasn't lying to you. So now let me rewind that thing back to last week. So last week I told y'all that I was in the cell. Remember, I was in the cell, and I told God that on that third day, when they put those trays to the slot, right, I was gonna take the tray and I was gonna whip the dude, right, because he was being so disrespectful in the cell and stuff like that. But I was on the part about telling y'all about me getting released. Remember I was talking about the release? All right, so now we back on that again. And I ain't got no scripts in here. I'm just going off of what I know and what I lived. Truth. So they popped the slot, and I was waiting on them to put the trays through. They didn't put the trays through, but they told Mr. Johnson to pack his stuff. And he going back to the compound. Now I was flipping out about, oh, look, why ain't going out? Why he going out? Ooh. But I said all that to say, I was telling y'all about the riot, how my cellie had got me locked up, sat back in a chair and was doing like this to me and all that. And I was telling you about how God will take you out of situations and put you somewhere else, and we be complaining about it. And I was complaining about it because I was on lockup for something that I ain't had nothing to do with no riot, right? That was false. And also, I wanted to go home, and I wanted to get out the shoe. So I got neither one. But the guy packed his stuff up, He went to the compound, so I'm laying in the bed. I'm like, Lord, now, why? What was the test for you allowing this guy to come in his cell and irritate me the way he was irritating me and the way he did me? Now, y'all know that if I was in population and word traveled through the compound saying, "Oh man, President Obama just pardoned Chris," but I'm on the in population. Sometimes God knows what's gonna happen before it happens, so He kind of like got me out the way. Because even though some people would have been happy for me getting out, I would have been super happy to get out from off the compound and leave out that joint right there. But somebody probably would have came over there and tried me, swung on me or something to get me to fight so I can lose my pardon. Oh, so what you say, Trish? My wife said, correction. I said sometimes God knows. She said all the time God knows what's best. So with that being said, that's why the guy with my Sully was able to lie on me and get me get put on lockup because he knew that I had to get out of population so they can release me. So with that being said, while I was waiting on the dude, he went out my cell, and I'm still laying there chilling, and whatever the case may be. I think was it a day later? I think like a day or two later. So now I know I'm the only one in the cell now. I hear all this commotion. Y'all know how when you know you watching basketball players, LeBron James or whoever, when he trying to go to the hoop and you can hear his tennis shoes mixing with the ground, the court. That noise you hear, you know what I'm saying, the squeaking noise you hear on the bottom of tennis shoe when they playing basketball. Well, I heard that same noise inside of the shoe. But I'm like, hold up, we on lockup. Ain't that many people moving around back here. We on 24 and you know what I'm saying? We locked down 24 hours a day back here besides the hour they give you to go to rec if they give you that. But I'm like, all this noise was in the hallway, so I'm like, what in the world is going on out there? Like, what is they doing? But the whole time, all this commotion was all about me. So I'm like, yo, what's so I finally get up and go to the door, and I'm peeking out the door like, you know what I'm saying, trying to see what's going on out here. But I see all these police officers and case managers and counselors and everything in the hallway, right? They done flooded the hallway. They like, Christopher White, Christopher White. Shit, I seen all them police out there. I'm ready to say, man, shit, I ain't saying my name right here. Y'all be looking at the door and find me because I don't know what y'all are up to. Y'all probably try to kill me back here. Too many people out there. So long story short, I was like, man, I'm right here. The lady came to my window. She was like, oh my God. And she was like out of breath, like, Mr. White. I was like, yeah. She's like, do you know what's going on? I was like, nah, I don't know what's going on. She said, oh, well, your name going around in the White House. So look, as soon as she said your name going around in the White House, I was like, you know what I mean? I'm in the doorway like this trying to like figure out what they doing, right? Because I was looking them down. But when she said my name's going around the White House, instantly my body just got straight up like this. I like stood straight up at the window like, huh? She was like, do you know anything about that? Like the president been talking about you all morning. Like we trying to figure out, do we got to get you a plane ticket, a bus ticket, or what to get you out of here? Because you got to get out of here. I'm like, she said, Mr. White, do you know what's going on now? I said, oh yeah, I know what's going on. Look, I had to do like Fred Sanford. I was backing up. I was like this. I was trying to find some way that I could my bunk so I could sit down for me because my heart was going to come out my chest, right? Because that came from all that praying, all that fasting, all them trials and tribulation and dirt and mud I had to climb through just to get right here where I'm sitting at right now. Are you hearing me? This is for somebody, because somebody lost hope somewhere along down the road. But I'm here to tell you that even with a 60-year federal sentence, I'm still sitting right here today to tell somebody. In the story of Job, they was like, his kids got killed, the house fell down on him and all that. Boom. But it was always one that escaped to come back and tell them. Man, I think, man, my wife, we watched the movie. We did, man, Trish watched the movie the other night. What was on? Netflix, right? And it's called To Hell and Back, right? Now, To Hell and Back, the main character name is Joe. Don't that sound familiar a little bit? Job. And it was along the same lines of a man gaining everything, having everything, and then the man losing everything and losing his children. Because that movie was like, I mean, did I fall asleep on that joint? I think I fell asleep on it at the end of it. I fell asleep, but it was a good movie though. I was just tired. But in the movie, it's like one wrong thing. I think that I don't want to tell you the movie, but the daughter. So you know how when you breaking ground and you getting stuff built on the ground, you have to have all these different paperwork signed off on in order for them to dig and build. Well, to make a long story short, one thing wasn't done, and it cost them everything. And the daughter who was supposed to handle that part of the business, she finally came clean with Mr. Joe, which is her father, and told him, "Daddy, it's my fault." Because people started dying. I think it was some kind of health issue that was going on, and some of the people was dying that was living in the houses or something, right, Trish? So the houses that they built on this ground, the final stage of it wasn't done because the health department people never came out to inspect the ground before they started building on it. When they start building on it, then the people that start moving in the houses, they could start dying because it wasn't safe to live right there. So to make a long story short, Joe, like Job, lost his children back to back. Kid dying. Her daughter died. Son died. And it's just like a domino effect. His wife even started talking about, golly, like you need to, whoa, you keep talking about God. Shit, nigga, you better talk about something else because he ain't hearing you right now. And the same thing in the story of Job. Job told his wife, you sound like a foolish woman. Because I'm a firm believer that if people can't see what you see, because God gave me my own vision. God gave my wife her own vision. And sometimes, yeah, my wife, she'll come over here in my vision sometimes and try to see for me. Like, but God ain't show her what he showed me. Like, even to the point of me with this time, like, he didn't show my mother my vision. He ain't show my sisters. He ain't show the people that was connected to me why I had to go away. But only I knew once I got in Baltimore City Detention Center on B section, when I started praying and God started talking to me and walking with me, then as soon as I walked through the door, God was already there waiting on me, open arms. Son, you're going to be all right. I wasn't trying to hear I was going to be all right, though. The spiritual was already talking to me saying that everything going to be good. You just got to go through this right here because I'm trying to clean you up and I'm going to turn you around and you're going to be doing something different. But coming from making millions of dollars on the streets of Baltimore and selling so much drugs, having all these different cars and clothes and shoes and just having my way like I own Burger King, right? It shifted on me once I got in there. Like I had to come out of the spiritual, I wasn't living in the spiritual. I had to start walking in the spirit then. And it's kind of hard, y'all, and it get lonely walking in the spirit because what God showed me was this. My mother was going to come. The government got my mother. The lawyer got my mother. People were sending my mother to come down to the jail to talk to me on visit. Black, Black, please don't go to trial. Black, they said you're going to get life if you go to trial. Black, please don't go to trial. That's all my visits was from my mother, from people sending her trying to get me out of my walking in the spirit. And the devil always going to use the closest people to you, which was my mother. My wife had already left me already, so I just got married and stuff like that, and boom, we married by 5-6 months. I get to catch the case right after that and catch a 60-year sentence, man. And one nowhere in the world. Matter of fact, I even told her, I was like, listen, I know you're not strong enough and built for this, so you can go on about your business. Like you can go ahead and send a thing here or whatever the case may be. But had that would have been shifted my way, and I just married this woman, and she was making sure everything was good, and we were just getting to know each other. I don't think, well, I know because my loyalty runs deeper than some people's loyalty, and I would have just waited. I ain't gonna say I wasn't gonna sling, be slinging or nothing, but I'm saying that I wouldn't have just shut down and just cut the person off. I wouldn't have done that. But it happened for a reason. Everything happened for a reason, and everything has its purpose. And everything has a time. Ecclesiastes 3 tells us that it's a time for everything. So with that being said, so my mother kept coming down to jail, trying to get me to cop out, so I said, all right, man, check this out. Tell them to bring the plea in here, and man, you gonna look over the plea together. So they brought the plea in there, and then the lawyer telling me this and telling me that, and they listen to me. I could read very well, right? And I could comprehend very well. Told you I was a straight A advanced academic student my whole life. I've been smart. When I looked at this plea agreement, right? This joint has some astronomical words in it. It was some words in there I really couldn't even pronounce. They use the wordplay to get people, oh, well, I'm a reader, so once I get to something that I don't understand, I don't go no further than that. I don't try to skip over that because that means something if it's right there, right? So I said, you know what? When I got to that word and I couldn't go no further, and I couldn't get past that word and know the definition of it, I said, hey, man, y'all had to give me 24 hours. Let me carry this plea back to the jail with me so I can get a clear understanding of what I'm signing, because this is my life right here. They said, okay, Mr. White. Judge said, okay, well, we'll give him 24 hours. We'll send him back to his cell with his plea, let him read it over. When I got back to that daggone jail, I went to everybody who I know had a federal bit before. I even went down to the law library because I was studying, because this is my life, like I was saying. And I wasn't going to play like that. And plus, God already gave me instructions, like I had to read everything and take my time and and be patient with him. So I wasn't just doing sign no plea. That joint said 5 to 40 anyway. And I don't know where they kept telling my mother that I was going to get 5 to 7 from. It wasn't never no 5 to 7, and ain't no guideline range in the sentencing guideline in the federal government that says 5 to 7. It's 5 to 40, 10 to life. That's what I'd seen when I started getting into the guideline books, right? So I went back to my cell and I'm reading that joint, people looking it over. One dude said, boy, you about the smartest dude I know. I'm glad you ain't signed that. You signed your whole life away, shorty. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, bro. You probably would have got life if you signed that. Man, I took that joint back and gave it back to him. I told the lawyer, I said, man, I don't want that. You can tell them, let's pick these 12. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm going all the way with this one. So the lawyer was mad as a mug, because, you know, they send them in there. They send those public defenders in there to get you. That's their job, to get you to cop out, right? So when they finally knew that I was going to trial, and I had a paid lawyer, so they took my paid lawyer and told me that it's a conflict of interest because my paid lawyer represented some of my co-defendants in state court before. I said, but that ain't got nothing to do with this federal trial. They said, yeah, it's a conflict of interest. I said, you know what? Now they really trying to get me to cop out. Now they took my lawyer from me and everything. And guess what I told them? I still want to pick 12. I don't care because y'all taking that lawyer or not. Give me one. I go in there and represent myself. I'm not taking no plea. I'm not signing my life away like that. So y'all looking at somebody who went all the way to trial. I didn't cop out. I took the 60 years, and I'm still here right now. So the only thing that got me here now is my faith, though, because I had to trust and believe that God was gonna get me out, no matter what they gave me, because the prosecutor, she was shooting for the L. She wanted life. The judge said, y'all haven't, because they ain't proved the case for real. My trial was 4 days. For the first day trial, the second day of trial, and the third day of trial, I had my whole case beat. They ain't had nothing. We went in that joint and crushed everything. Oh. But when that fourth day came around, y'all, they went and got a lady that knew me and made a lie on me. She came in there and got on the stand and lied and told them this and told them that. And the most crucial part of her getting on the stand, guess what she told the people? Yeah, Chris, yeah, I know he was getting money and stuff, but he left from around there though. He had went somewhere else. I don't know where else he was at. Oh, and plus I'm high right now while I'm telling y'all this on the stand. I'm high. I said, whoa, ain't that cause for a hung jury or something? That should be a automatic dismissal, acquittal for me. Man, the people kept on throwing the hardball. But that fourth day, man, they threw the monkey wrench in the program, came in there with all these lies, and they found me guilty. So I'm like, God. And this I knew God was with me, though. So when they found me guilty, they took me upstairs, right? And when they took me upstairs, How I look outside right now, if you look out your window. Look out your window real quick. See how sunny it is, bright and sunny it is out that joint? That's how I look when the marshals took me upstairs. I walked around, let me see, I walked around 3 times around the whole bullpen. 3 times. On the 3rd time when I got around and I got to the window, it got pitch black dark outside. It started pouring down, raining and lightning and thundering for like, I say about 3 minutes straight. And I'm sitting there just watching the rain, right? After 3 minutes, it just cleared up. Everything stopped. It got back sunny again. And I'm walking through myself like, Lord, is you trying to tell me something? He was trying to tell me that it's sunshine at the end of this tunnel. But I had to believe that though. So now I got the judge. I'm gonna go back to the judge. The judge said, no, the prosecutor was like, well, Your Honor, we asking for life. Mr. White took us. Oh, hold on, let me back up a little bit. On my 2nd day of trial, I told you I had him beat for the first 3 days. The prosecutor knew that she lost the case 2 days ago. I'm thinking I'm ready to go home. But guess what, though? They stopped me in the middle of trial and offered me 18 years. I ain't never tell nobody that. On the 2nd day of trial, because they looked like they was losing the case because what we was presenting, man, it was like, yeah, I was in the ring. I'm boxing. Don't you know, on that 2nd day of trial, she sent me another plea, and the judge gave her a continuance till my 3rd day of trial. And when I went back and read the plea said they offered me 18 years. Now, my lawyer trying to push, Mr. White, go ahead and take the 18 years, man. Take the 18 years, man. I'm telling you, that's a win-win for you. I look at that dude. I said, win-win for who, me or you? You going home tonight. I'm going back in that cell, man. I'm trying to get out the cell, bro. No, I slid it back to him. Here you go. Take the 18. Man, tell her take the 18, stuff it up her butt. I'm rocking out. So the lawyer went back with the plea, told the prosecutor I declined it. 3rd day of trial came. Boom, here I am. I'm in the ring again. I'm boxing, hitting them. Boom, boom, boom. But that 4th day, like I told y'all, they do the monkey wrench in there and they found me guilty. Now, the prosecutor said, I'm pushing for life. Life with no parole, no possibility of parole. While she was saying all that, I was like this at the table. I was praying. But when I got back up, it said, all right, Mr. White, jury came back in. Mr. White stand up, jury came back in. He said, we found him guilty. Then he said, well, I'm not giving them life. Y'all was all over the place. This case was messed up. I don't even see why he's sitting in here. But because my hands are tied by the sentencing guidelines, got my hands tied, I'm not gonna give him life. I'm gonna give him 30 years for count 1, which is the conspiracy, and I'm gonna give him 30 years for count 2, which is the possession with intent to distribute 10 keys of crack, 10 keys of powder, and 40 keys of heroin. I'm looking around like, what? I had to stand up. I stood up. I said, hold up, Judge. Hold up 1 second. I said, what keys? They ain't brought no keys in here. I said, as a matter of fact, the only keys I ever seen was the one to go to my car in my house. What key? He's Mr. White, don't play dumb with me now. You know what I'm talking about. I said, all right. Boom. So then when I went to sentencing, they gave me the time. And the judge said, I'm not going to give him life. I'm going to give him 30 for this and 30 for that, which is 60. But he said, I'm going to show him some leniency. I'm going to show him a little love. That was God turning the judge heart. He said, I'm going to give him 30 and run them together. He said, you still get what you want because if he beat the conspiracy, he still got 30 years. And if he beat the conspiracy, you still got him on count 2, which is the possession with intent to distribute, whatever amount that is. And he said, if he beat the count 2, he still got the conspiracy. So you still get 30 out of him. I said, what kind of games is y'all playing around here? So they locked me in with the 30, but the original sentence was 60. Now, I'm inside the prison. Remember when I was telling y'all about the guy I was going to hit him with the breakfast tray. Now, God was releasing me. Now I'm sitting on the thing. I'm crying. The lady said that Obama was talking about me all morning. So now I'm sitting down right now. I'm crying so bad, y'all. My floor was so wet. It's like I could have just dived. Like it was a pool. That's how much tears came out. But then she came back and she said, well, Mr. White, It's not immediate release. What we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer you to a camp because your security level is so low right now. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep you behind here. So that's how I got to the camp. I get to the camp. So I think my parting letter said August the 30th, right? If I'm not mistaken, if you've seen my Obama letter, it says August the 30th, 2016. That's when Obama wrote the letter, signed the letter. And I think it's 30 days in August. 31 days in August or 30? 30 days in August. I'm going to say 30 days in August. So from August the 30th to September the 19th of 2016, it took 19 days for me to get processed by the pardoning and be on the street. I was back home. So with that being said, man, listen, if God gave you vision, operate in your own vision. You ain't got to go asking nobody else about what God showed you. If they ain't show it to you, don't ask them about it. Because I had to learn that, though, because it was times when I kept running around, yo, what you think about this? Yo, what you think about that? And God is a jealous God. Now, I had to learn this the hard way, too. Why do you keep going asking people who can't help you? It was a habit. It was like I had to get confirmation from this dude or somebody I thought that was, and they weren't even smarter than me. Because if they were smarter than me, they wouldn't be in there. They'd get themselves out. And then you got them jailhouse lawyers, right? They think they so smart, but why you can't get yourself out? How is you can tell me to send you $5,000-$6,000 from my mother hard-earned money in the street, right? Or anybody who gonna help me to send you to your account $6,000-$7,000, right? And you can't get yourself home. But it is some smart lawyers inside that prison that just can't get home, but they can help everybody else get home. But I'm talking about the ones who can't get themselves out, but they talking about getting you out, and they never got no wins. We run across them too. Another thing I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, I told Trish about this story, right? So we was at the yard one time. Son, you listening? So we was at the yard, right? And you had, you got gay people, you got straight people, you got all kind of people in prison, right? So we was walking the yard one day. The gay guy got his headphones on like me, right? And we just walking to the yard. But you got this one dude, right, talking about, yeah, man, I hate these faggy dudes around here, these gump dudes, man. I hate these. Yeah, they need to get right. So I'm just watching. The man took his headphone up. See, I got respect for all people. I don't care if you gay, straight, or whatever. I'm still gonna respect you. I ain't disrespecting nobody. I ain't calling out your name. I ain't calling you. I'm not saying gonna do that. But this dude did that, and he called the guy out his name and disrespect him and everything. But he thought the guy had his headphones on though, y'all. He thought he listened to music. Dude pulled that headphone off, and he said, he turned around to him. He said, "Say, bro, I heard everything you said, right? But please don't disrespect me like that no more. I don't even know you, and I'm minding my business, and I'm walking, and you just talking about me, for no reason. You bothering me." She said, "Please, don't say nothing else about me no more, because you don't know me." And yo put the headphone back on his head, right? And we just kept walking, right? Like, I said, "Dang, dude, check dude, didn't he?" Me and my homies, we walking. Like, yo, he check dude. Shorty was still being disrespectful. We still walking. He still talking about, yeah, I don't know who you're talking to, yo, but he ain't talking to me. Man, listen, that dude took them headphones off his head, turned around, bing, bing, bing. Shorty was laying down asleep. All you hear is this. On the compound. Knocked him out. And then he stood over top of him and said, "See, you calling me a faggot. I knocked you out now. I should take your booty from you." And stepped over him and kept on walking. I said, wow. See, that's why we gotta be careful who you entertaining in front of you, because it could be one of God's angels. And everybody not no punk. Everybody not no suckers. So You got to respect people for who they are standing in front of you. Don't be trying to figure it out. Don't be listening to your homeboy. Don't be listening to somebody else tell you about nobody else and go do this and go do that. I got a problem with people. Oh, and then I also was talking about this last week, Trish. You weren't here. I was talking about the guy who came back and told me that he apologized to me because he was going with Lil JoJo said about me. Can I tell y'all something? Do y'all know how far y'all can go if y'all stop listening to people about other people? Do you know that the person they talking about, something must have happened for that person to be talking about that person like, oh, they just jealous of them? Why are you listening to what somebody else saying, the report about somebody else? Why? Why don't you go and investigate and get to know this person for yourself so you will know, like dude did? And matter of fact, the guy came and apologized to me because he said the dude who was talking about me when I was in there wasn't even helping him. But here it is, the person he talking about, I was giving him, he was on my payroll and I didn't even know it. And I was taking care of him and his kids in prison. But he was talking about me though. He had to come back. Now get me go over there and apologize to you, my son. Because he been taking care of you and your families, and you letting this bozo the clown come up here and talk about this guy and tell you something about him. You could lose the way you was feeding your children while you in prison. Ain't too many people in prison feeding nobody in the street. That's how good I was doing when I was in there. But I wouldn't call it good because I was still doing bad stuff to get money. But that's the difference. You can't separate the boys from the men. I'm an entrepreneur. I ain't nothing else. That's what I am. That's my hustle. I'm an entrepreneur because you can give me anything. You can put me anywhere and I'm going to survive. Most of the people, you see the food drives. You see how good our stuff look. That's because I ain't settling for less. You can't tell me no. You tell me no, I'm going to get me a couple of yeses. You telling me no is enough fuel for me to know that I can do it. And you telling me what I can't do, let me know I can do it. Don't you know somebody told me that Bmore Loyal wasn't even worthy to be on a flyer, on a calendar, or any paperwork? I ain't gonna lie, I was a little upset about that at first. Be honest, I was a little upset about that. How is Bmore Loyal not worthy to be anywhere? I think I made my mark in the street. I think I didn't feed enough people. I think I didn't help enough people to do their own stuff. So I said all that to say, sometimes the place where you at, you bigger than that place anyway. And me, everywhere I've been bigger than the places I've been. I'm just gonna keep it real. I've been bigger than the places I have associate my Bmore Loyal with. But guess what? I've been humble though when I came. I didn't go in there acting like I'm bigger or better than nobody else. I always went in there to help. I was the help. Not knowing that I was bigger in the first place. And then I got to thinking, I said, golly, Chris, me and Trish were talking about this. I was saying, golly, hold up. Bmore Loyal ain't worthy to be on logo, not worthy to be on nobody's stuff, right? And we were trying to count up how many logos I got, parts, sponsors, and partners I got now since I done left where I was. Don't you know that your vision is bigger than where you at? If you get up and listen to me. If God told you to leave somewhere, what if, Trish? What if I would have stayed? For the past 7 years, what if I would have stayed with every organization I've been with? Where would I be? Nowhere. I'll be still sitting on the bench. I still not have my own business. I still not have my own nonprofit. I still not be pushing my own books. I still be not printing on my t-shirts because guess why? I be pushing somebody else's stuff. When we gonna wake up and stop pushing everybody else's stuff and push our own stuff that God gave us? Huh? I can't hear you. When are you gonna stop sitting on the bench getting them splinters in your butt, getting them blisters on your fingers for somebody else? I was talking to somebody the other day, and they was talking about back in prison, they like, I work Unicorp. So in Unicorp, you sew and you make clothes, you make jackets, you make army jackets, you make army pants, you make army stuff, right? So I was in there killing them too. Sometimes my check be like $700-800 a month. And that's in jail. I was making people like, man, you get more money than me, and man, I'm here free. I said, wow. But make a long story short, I'm saying this. I just want everybody just take a look in the mirror one day, cry, talk to God, whatever you gotta do. But just beg God, tell him you wanna cry out your own vision. Stop wearing somebody else's clothes. You got that logo on like it's yours. When you gonna get your own logo? When you gonna make your own flyers? When you gonna have your own food drives? When you gonna have your own hair shows? When you gonna have your own Rip the Runway fashion shows? I'm quite sure you got dreams. When you gonna put it? When you gonna say, God, look, I'm tired of doing it for everybody else. Help me do it for myself. All you gotta do is ask him. He right there. He did it for me. He do it for you. If he did it for me, he can do it for you. You agree, Trish? Oh, okay. Also, so yeah, we're gonna so listen. So at every Be More Loyal food drive, and this is for county and city wide, we're trying to bring out anybody, any tables, anybody who's certified to register voters. You can come to any food drive that we're doing and set your table up and get voters registration going. So you can bring your voters registration and get the people to vote, get them signed up, whatever you need to do, but you can do it with Be More Loyal. That's in the Glen Burnie County and Baltimore City. So if you want to come out to any of the food drives, that's anybody who's certified in that area can come up and do registration. Was that good, Trey? I covered everything? Okay. So I'm just trying to make sure she wanted me to make sure that people vote, man. We gotta get out and vote. Everybody always talking, but ain't nobody working. Cause it take work. You gotta go put that ballot in. That's work. You gotta go in there, fill out who you want to be in there, pick who you want. Stop complaining if you're not gonna do nothing. Cause if you just complaining and ain't doing no work, guess what? You just as bad as a person that ain't doing nothing. So we're gonna stop the complaining, and we're trying to hashtag the village is back. We're trying to bring the village back. I think, man, do you know we're better together? You can get so much more accomplished. I'm just so glad my feet don't do what my eyes do. Or my eyes would be in trouble. I wouldn't be able to see nothing. Everybody got a role to play on my body. Everything. My fingers doing one thing. My toes doing something else. My eyes doing something else. My lips do something else. My teeth do. So I asked God I said, Lord, when you create the Be More Loyal team, for real, can you create it like our body? I want everybody to be on the team, but I don't want everybody doing the same thing. So everybody is a piece. It's like a puzzle. Sometimes you can't fulfill a puzzle if you got missing pieces. So now look, Lord, I need everybody. Hey, Sanji, did you like Voltron? Voltron was the cats, the 7 cats. Roblox. Oh, that's man, my daggone grandson, he called me 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, what in the world? Christian? He said, hey, Pop Chris. I said, man, what time is it? I look at the phone. I said, Mr. Christian. He said, yes. I said, it's 4:30 in the morning. What are you doing still up? He said, oh, I'm up playing Roblox. Roblox? At 4:30 in the morning? I don't even know how to play Roblox. I didn't download it on my phone and everything. I'm trying to get his name so I can start playing with him when we play with him on my phone. But yeah, yeah, man, it's been a pleasure, man, being on here, man. I ain't gonna talk y'all here to death, man. I just had to recap from last week. I know I left y'all lingering and stuff like that, but I did get out. I'm out right now. I need and we also accepting donations, man. Y'all can come to the Coyote Man show this end. You can go down to the House of Critique down the other end, because I'm in both places. I'm down there and up here. You don't know where you're gonna catch me at. But wherever you catch me at, we are open for donations. We are doing photo shoots in here. We are creating people their own podcasts. We are a resource center. So if you got a vision and you got a dream that you want to fulfill, all you got to do is come here and talk to somebody. We ready and available. You want T-shirts printed up. What you need? What? That's a song to you. Huh? Oh, yeah. And she doing back to school photos too. Graduations. If you didn't get your picture for your graduation, if you just want to look sexy and come up here and just, do a shoot, swimsuits, whatever you want to do. We doing photo shoots too. We making banners. We doing everything that you can possibly want done. Black-owned network station. Ain't too many places you can go and find it like that. We're here for the community, man. We love y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all next Thursday. I might have Trish on here with me.
Would you like your own TV show or podcast, but you don't know where to start? You don't have your own equipment? You don't have a set? You don't have a graphic design team? You need cameras? You need a creative team? You don't want to have to qualify to monetize? Well, we're here to support your needs. Make an appointment at the Coyote Man Show Network at Security Square Mall. Call 443-400-5224 or visit CoyoteManOnline.com. That's CoyoteManOnline.com and book a demo.